Hello and welcome to our daily sketching routine. It is Monday, March the 17th, 2025, and today's topic I'm going to call Sketchstorm, and I'll explain. But before we begin, welcome back if you're returning, and welcome if you're new to the channel. I sketch and post every day, and I use timers to stay focused and to build a habit. So I'll start a 10-minute timer, and I think that'll be actually a good amount of time to do this exercise that I just came up with. But basically, this pen might be kind of running out. Might be good though, because it's a sketchstorm. You may have heard of the term brainstorm. So this is going to be a sketchstorm. And I don't have reference, or I didn't really plan out what I'm going to draw or sketch, which is the sketchstorm part of it. And there was a sketch page, so the idea came from this page, which I never did a video about. And basically what I did was just what I'm calling now a sketchstorm, like a brainstorm. And I just sketched and let my hand just kind of come up with stuff for an idea for a scene from the book that I'm writing. I just had a theme basically. On this page, it's kind of the same thing, except that the theme here is sort of a kind of a post-apocalyptic Dune inspired idea, because that's my favorite sci-fi. So I'm just going to create some shapes and forms. Part of it is just an exercise in sketching and mark making, and kind of like that other page where I may not develop it any further, and that's okay. It does access a different part of the mind where it's less analytical and more creative, if you want to call it that, imaginative. So according to the Art of Sedone triad, the AOS triad, imagination is one of the parts of the triad. So imagination is just envisioning something and looking at just some lines and marks and using imagination to say that it represents something. But then the study, so the three parts of it are imagination, study, and style. So style, this is kind of Dune, for example, is a kind of style or a genre. And I guess this is sort of a Mobius inspired line work, because he's definitely an inspiration for me, but also just that look. He's done a lot of designs for 80s films. So part of that is style, and then the study part has to do with form, drawing. So the idea behind a sketchstorm, it's something that I'll come back to. It's just an idea that I just had, because I was looking for something to sketch or talk about or make a video about, and sometimes I just flip through my sketchbook. And yeah, I forgot that I never made a video about that one page. So style is like cross-hatching, pen and ink. Also, the genre itself has like a style to it. The study aspect of it has to do with like the lighting, just kind of knowing about lighting and like simple shapes and forms and stuff. And then the imagination is sort of the sketchstorm part where you don't overthink it. And also, I'm not looking at anything. I'm not looking at reference, although some of this is just kind of subconscious, I guess. I mean, I would say that if you want to draw or just do visual art, definitely look at stuff, but look at it in a, there's sort of like the artist's way of looking. But speaking of artist's way, it's a pretty good book. I did that a long time ago. But yeah, there's sort of a way to look at things where it helps you to memorize visually. Now, I don't always am not able to just visualize everything, so that's why I'm calling this a sketchstorm, where you just kind of get something going and then it'll start to kind of, then you'll have something to look off of, is my point. I just creased my sketchbook page here by accident. The horsey I've been drawing. I did color it. I just wanted to take a break from drawing horses. But I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable. Still need a lot of studying. So now that I have this far, I mean, I kind of have like I can kind of zoom in, and I mean, there's not like a real, just like brainstorming, there's not like aren't any rules. It's just once you kind of have something, so kind of like this, like once you sort of could play around with some shapes and forms, you can make it into something. And it can either be kind of random sketches on here on this page, or it can turn into a picture. I'm not sure. But you can play around with the scale of things. Zoom back out again. I'll start a 5-minute timer and just kind of leave it at that. I may develop this further, but that's the whole point of a sketchstorm, is just to see what you come up with. found a bunch of these pens that I had lost, and some of them work, some of them don't. But yeah, this is kind of just an approach that you might want to play around with, where you just sort of come up with a sketch and maybe it'll turn into something. But you can see sort of just by playing around with the scale of things and like the shape of things. I guess these are kind of airships. And it may become something. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty random. Just like to keep things interesting. I was drawing horses for a few days. And also I tend to draw fantasy, like, themed, just because that's the story I'm working on. But the other story is my Dune inspired story, which is what this is kind of reminding me of. And also Miyazaki, who is influenced by Mobius also. But to me, this is what imagination, like just inventing something. So yeah, 5 minutes is almost up. I want to thank you for joining me for our daily sketching routine. And if you like these videos, please support the channel. I appreciate it. And until next time, keep on sketching.